Bruce Forsyth, Sir Brucey, he's been knighted, finally. And people are apparently excited about that.
I think it's nice, you know, he's got one now, along with, you know, his classmates, Galahad and Lancelot.
He really pisses on the term knight, doesn't he? Imagine if you were a kid and you knew about King Arthur and all that. Yeah, they're still knights, Mummy. Yeah, there's one on TV now.
Do you reckon at the ceremony, Prince Philip will go, "Nice to see some young blood coming through"?
Do you know, what's amazing about him, they say he's had 70 years in entertainment. And since the 70s, for like 45 years or something, there's been a waxwork of him in Madame Tussauds for 45 years.
Bloody hell.
And they don't change it. What they do is they hold up a recent photo and then hit it with a cricket bat.
They just hold like a patio heater up to it, so it just...
Well, let's have a look and see if it's one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, it is. Yes, Bruce Forsyth was awarded a knighthood in the Queen's birthday honours, so from now on, he'll be known as Sir Brucey instead of just Brucey. That's 9 letters instead of 6. Might not seem like much, but that's just put 50% on the price of a wreath. One thing still to get. Fingers on buzzers.
Is it the juror who was sent to jail this week for discussing the case with one of the defendants on Facebook? So the trial's still going on and she's talking to one of the defendants about who else, her friends who are still in the courtroom. But the thing about it is, when you actually see what this woman's written, I think the thing that she should go to prison for is her appalling grammar. Yeah.
We've got some of these. We've got Don't Be a Stranger, Pal. We have Meet Up Soon, Good Luck.
Well, I think it'd be good for her to go to prison, because in prison, a lot of people often learn to read and write, don't they?
In her defence, come on, listen, there's a... You know, I don't think that's a bad thing.
What?
I do text talk. You with a U rather than Y-O-U.
I'm only joking about the grammar. The main thing is that she's talking to someone during a trial.
Do text talk.
No, I write out every single word, apostrophes. I even sometimes, if I can't do an apostrophe on my phone, I put brackets, there should be an apostrophe there. But if you look at the woman as well, you think so. She is a very good argument against the death penalty. Because if you think there's people like that on juries, people who are that stupid on a jury, you know, never mind telling the difference between right and wrong, she looks like she doesn't know the difference between right and left.
Apparently that's what Wayne Rooney's going to look like when the hair's grown out.
Talking of idiocy, not realising that the Facebook is public, I made a real faux pas. I was travelling on the train, really annoying woman sitting opposite me, tutting everything I did. You know the type of person that can hear your pancreas secreting insulin? Oh, like bowl haircut, middle-aged, bag full of Catherine Cookson novels. So I said, "Oh my God, Total King Canute sitting opposite me," sneaky way of swearing. She's got a librarian's haircut, and she tuts every time I move. The biatch, right? Just forgot about it. The most unlikely object comes out of her bag next. A BlackBerry, right? She's heard me say my name to my bank on the phone, got my surname, has Googled me, right? Gone onto Facebook. She's leant in and gone, "Now, I've just recognised who you are." And of course, egotistical comedian, "What, have you seen me on 8 out of 10 Cats? Did you like my Beyonce dance? What was it?" She said this: "I think it's very hurtful what you've just written on Facebook." Everyone on the train's like... It's very hurtful what you've just written on Facebook. I wasn't tutting every time you moved. I don't have a librarian's haircut. And this is the worst bit. The reason I'm in a bad mood is I've just visited my friend in London who is terminally ill. Like, listen, how I got out of it isn't even by my stuff. She's watching this on toast. I said, I was like, "Oh my God, Totes, you've got it wrong." What I do is I put fake events on there to make myself more interesting, so my followers or... And there was little thumbs under, "Hey, I'm a librarian, leave it out." It was all underneath. Then I sent a couple of fake ones to make it sound believable. "I've just spilled coffee on my knob," and I hadn't. About 10 minutes later, she started crying and going, "I'm so sorry, I've just been under a lot of pressure lately." You know, she apologised to me, right there. Right? An hour later, I went back onto Facebook, and underneath the thread, everyone else on the train who'd recognised who I was had posted, "You just about got away with that, mate. Nice one." I love it. That's why I empathise guys with this story.
She's here tonight.
Oh, my God, I'm so sorry.
Let's have a look and see whether this juror chatting to the defendant on Facebook is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, it is. Yes, a juror and a defendant were found guilty of contempt of court after making contact on Facebook. I'm worried I could go to prison if the police ever find out what I've been doing on my computer. Best way to make someone cry.
I've done a couple of... I like practical jokes. I've done a couple that have gone wrong and upset people. When I was 17, like, my mum's a bit OCD and would always check where I am. She phoned my mobile and my friend answered it. I'd set this up. And he answered the phone and went, "Hello, who is this? We found this phone in the wreckage."
Oh, Jesus.
Good joke though, right, guys?
I thought I was bad. Sometimes I don't tell my kids how hot the food is. No, it's not hot. Eat it.
John, have you ever cried?
He's a Leeds fan.
Yes, I am. I don't cry about football, though. There's so much real tragedy in my life. Just sort of do it on my own. I just think crying's like masturbating. You've got to get it out of your system every now and again. So just every now and again, I'll just take a night off, drink up 2 bottles of red wine, and just, right, let's do this. Go and stare in the mirror till it happens.
Are we talking about crying or masturbation? Stare in the mirror until it happens. Jesus, John. Get the internet. It's not that expensive. OK, best way to make someone cry.
You know when you're really hungover and then they show the snowman? That really hits you right between the eyes.
Yeah. I'll tell you a really good way to make someone cry. This is a brilliant way. Is dress up as their dead grandmother. And then you say, "Haven't you grown since I died? Oh, haven't you grown? Oh, come on, what's the matter? Don't cry, you used to love me. Come on, give Nana a kiss."
Do you think they're crying at the
Always
Nana
works.
thing? Or do you think they're just crying and... Sean Locke's had a breakdown, I liked him.
Is it Wimbledon?
Did you go this week?
I went to Eastbourne.
You went to Eastbourne?
It was really good.
Really? So you went to Eastbourne, not Wimbledon?
You have a problem with your sat-nav?
It was a really brilliant match. I saw Venus Williams.
How did you cope with the screaming?
Where, in Eastbourne?
At the tennis, when they hit it and they...
Screaming? Grunting?
They're trying to ban it, aren't they? They're trying to ban the noises.
Yeah, they are. They said this week it was OK, it was better for concentration and stability to grunt.
I have to watch it with the sound down. I can't be doing with it. If you turn the sound down and do your own noises, like boink, boink. I imagine that the ball boys are little gremlins, and then when they come out to get a ball, I go...
Can I hear the gremlin noise again?
Sometimes I go, my ball, my ball, my ball. They've taken all the fun out of it, though. One of the first things they did this week, when it rained, because they can still play, but they closed Henman Hill, because they didn't want people sliding down. And again, more fun than tennis. Like, they should just have a camera, posh old lady with a tray full of Pims, just trying to get across the... Far better than tennis.
Joe, do you watch the tennis?
Yeah, well, no.
I used to watch it, but yeah, it's the same thing. It's just different people winning. It's the same every time. Oh, you won that one.
Does anyone think Andy Murray's going to win?
Of course he's not going to win. We always go through this shit every year. He's never going to win. Read the news like that. Oh, this is bollocks. I'm not reading that. Move on.
Well, it'd be good. It'd be a breath of fresh air if the news was read like this.
I'd love that.
Afghanistan, yada, yada, yada.
The thing that did annoy me was that Andy Murray takes his top off a lot. And, like, he's obviously proud of his body, isn't he? Which annoys me. If he had my body, he wouldn't do it. Because
if he had your body, yeah. I don't know whether he'd be playing there.
Well, because I get changed like I'm an old woman on the beach. With, like, a towel up, kind of like that. So I find that sort of quite offensive when people sort of go, oh, is the camera still on?
Yeah. I don't think he physically looks that impressive, Andy Murray. That always strikes me as like... Nadal is like...
Why does he take his top off?
Yeah.
He doesn't do it during the game.
What, has he actually got
Afterwards, it's not in the middle of a point, just woo! Like that. He waits and then takes it off.
If it goes to extra time, it's just in his pants.
I always think he looks a mess, because, like, Nadal is incredible. Like, he's just a physical Adonis. And Andy Murray looks like a heroin addict that's shoplifted a JD Sports. He's pathetic. And, like, when you see him next to Nadal is just the perfect man, because he's really strong. He's got these big pistons of arms, but then a really nice little boyish face, sort of very hamsterish features. Like, imagine if you were with Nadal, he'd be, like, 2 hours of, like, rampant, ferocious sex, and then afterwards, just make you Eggs Benedict.
Does anyone... Do you fancy a game of Who's Got a Crush on Nadal? Anyone fancy a game? Oh, look, I've won. Let's have a look and see whether Wimbledon is one of the most talked about things this week. The most talked about thing this week? It's week 1 of Wimbledon. If Andy Murray is crowned Wimbledon champion, it'll be an incredible day for tennis, tinged only with the sadness that Federer, Nadal and Djokovic all dropped dead in the same tournament. Sean, Christian and Joe, what else have the nation been talking about?
The Greek economy. The bailout, the riots in Greece. They've been rioting about the austerity measures that are being imposed. And they couldn't control the rioters. I thought they'd have used the hummus cannon. Spray them with hummus, and in the sun it'd dry quickly and they'd be stuck like that. Taking a very light-hearted approach to that serious problem they've got in Greece.
Christian, you're like a proper grown-up newsreader. Tell us what's going on in Greece.
They're screwed, basically. I mean, they're...
Get to us straight. Don't sugarcoat it for us.
Yeah, they've got massive debts that they can't service, and they need another bailout.
Have they thought of going to maybe Wonga.com?
How much do they owe?
Total debts are €355 billion.
355 billion?
Yeah.
There's got to be a point where you start opening your statements and go...
The thing is, if we bail them out, it might cost Britain about £1 billion. If they go bust, it'll cost Britain a hell of a lot more than that.
But he's not doing it, is he? He's having none of it, David Cameron. He's saying no.
He's saying no.
He's saying no.
Leave it, it's not worth it.
But then in another statement the next day, he said, maybe.
We should be a little bit wary as well of, like, dishing out the money too soon, because I've done a little bit of research, right? Eurovision Song Contest, Greece gave us 2 points. 2 points. They gave 12 points to Azerbaijan. So now they're coming here, oh, can we have a little bit of money? Well, how about you get your money off your best friend's Azerbaijan? You can't, because you don't know what Azerbaijan is. Well, you should have thought of that when you didn't give any points to Lee Ryan. Bitches. They should love Blue. Anthony Costa, he's Greek and he pissed on a cash machine. That sums up their country.
Money back though in the local community, because I've just been to Corfu, and at the bottom of the hill, the villa where we stayed, there was a little supermarket called Aphrodite Supermarket.
Right.
And she was charging £2.50 for a tin of baked beans.
Cheeky bitch!
At least they're all trying to get the money, claw it back.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm just going to check in with the man from Channel 4 News and see if... That sounds like they might be getting the money back. Yeah. Have you heard the latest? Because I don't know what... So, 355 billion. What's 355 billion minus... Was it £2.50?
No.
I mean, you know there's other food in Greece other than beans. Like...
I didn't buy the beans. I just noticed
You didn't buy the beans, but they priced you out of buying beans.
Yeah, I just thought that is a liberty, Aphrodite.
That is a liberty. You can take the girl out of Walford, but you can't.
I think the Greeks have cooked the best food I've ever had. Have you had a gyros? It's like a kebab, but they put the chips in it and roll it up, and it's just... You've blown my mind. They put the chips in it and then they roll it up.
I've never seen you this passionate.
Oh. Maybe you don't look me in the eye anymore when we make love.
Final decision rests with John. John, should we bail out Greece?
I don't think we should, because I don't understand how a country can go bankrupt. I just don't... it's one of those things I want to see it happen, just to know what it looks like.
Well, it's £55 to get to Ireland. Go and have a look. Let's have a look and see whether Greece was one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, indeed. Have you ever been to Glastonbury, Sean?
Yeah, I stopped going, though, because I did the maths one year, and mathematically, Glastonbury doesn't make sense. Because there's 137,000 people, and I think there's 3,200 toilets, which means it's 42 people per toilet. Doesn't sound that bad, but if you had 42 people staying at your house, one toilet, and they're all vegetarians, and you're number 38... Basically, the Glastonbury is the Somme with Biffy Clyro playing, isn't it?
Doc, did you go to Glastonbury? Did you watch any of Glastonbury?
No, do you know what? The whole festival thing... I mean, well, number one, I don't like nature, full stop. I like concrete, I like shops. But I went to one festival once, and actually, it was V Festival as well, and I think I lasted about 2 hours. And then just had to go. I couldn't bear it. It was dirty, it was sweaty, everyone stunk, there was no shops, I couldn't use my credit card, couldn't use my hairdryer. It was awful, hated everything.
You brought a hairdryer?
I took my hairdryer, hoping to plug it in somewhere. But hated it and just left.
Isn't it a farm the rest of the year? So is there, like, some kind of exchange programme? So if your friend, you know, goes to Glastonbury, you have to have a cow at their house. Is that how... What happens to the animals the rest of the time?
What happens to the animals? They go on holiday.
Oh. Do they?
Yeah, to a big sort of shed thing with loads of spinning knives.
Well, I went to private school, so I never did go... Like, my teacher never went on strike, so...
You went to private school?
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't a waste of money. When you say private school, were you a boarder? Because I think I've seen this DVD.
Very funny. Do you know what, though? And I got head girl as well. I was head girl.
You were head girl?
Head girl.
This is the same...
It's not just teachers, it's passport control officers as well. They want to go on strike. Well, what they should do is let them go on strike and get the baggage handlers in to do it for them. So you could give them, the baggage handlers, your passport, and they go, yeah. Is that your laptop?
So this is the strike that went on. 750,000 people went on strike. Teachers, civil servants and public sector workers.
And the people who answer 999 calls. We should have checked that couldn't happen, shouldn't we? You can't be phoning up and they've just got someone in. She's like, yeah, what do you... Ambulance... Brenda, what number for an ambulance is it? 2. He's gone. He's gone.
I used to take 999 calls. I used to work for BT.
But you got... No offence here, but you are what I would describe as a chatty Cathy.
A chatty what?
Chatty Cathy.
You're
quite no, you're quite a chatty man. So when someone phones up and goes, please fire ambulance, I imagine you would go, what's happened? Tell me everything. He's done what? I'll send him round. Yeah, no, the firemen are busy. They're coming round here.
Wimbledon?
Oh, yeah.
Wimbledon?
Yeah.
Go on, what, are you excited by it? Do you like it?
Not really. I like that when people watch Wimbledon, they all go out and play tennis, don't they? You know, so it's like when I watch a cookery programme, it makes me want to eat. You know? Like if I watch a sad programme, it makes me want to eat. Programmes about weddings and that. Just eat.
Fridge is quite close to the telly, isn't it?
Not close enough, unfortunately, but I've got one of those grabby things that pensioners have, so it's chunky.
What do you make of Wimbledon? Do you like Wimbledon?
I don't really watch it, but I've got to tell you, I'm actually a professional table tennis player. I'm actually I was number 2 in
How
Essex.
do you serve? Because I think I've seen this in Thailand. So what level are you at table tennis?
I'm professional, I'm really good.
What, you're a professional?
Yeah?
Who pays you to play and what do you wear when playing?
Well, I played when I was about 13 to 16. That's when I didn't discover boys or makeup or, you know, the Sugar Hut. But I was really good.
The Sugar Hut? Is that a euphemism or...?
It's a nightclub. I can't believe you've not been Sugar Hut.
I thought it was a sweet shop and I got quite excited.
What I don't understand is, why can't they play tennis in the rain? Just get on with it. The ball's wet, they slip around, it's funnier. Why can't they play it in the rain? It's like
you
cricket.
can play in a bit of light rain, it's fine.
No, but why can't they play in heavy rain? Why don't they just play on? If it's pissing down, it's all about... Just play the bloody game, get on with it.
You can make racket umbrellas. That's what they do, so you can like that and quickly use it.
Who do you go to for advice? When something bad happens, when something happens in your life, there's a crisis, who do you go to?
My mum.
And what does she say?
Google it.
I think it's got to be family, because I would definitely go to Mama and Papa Wan every single time for advice.
Mama and Papa?
Mama and Papa Wan.
Oh, that sounds adorable.
They are adorable.
Do you phone them up for just advice on like, personal stuff, or is
Well,
it like... I
tend to talk to Mama Wan first, because I can't understand my dad, because he talks in very broken English still, which is...
A little bit racist, Cock.
A little bit racist. But it's a little bit. But it's true, but honestly, to this day...
Have you never communicated with your dad?
We do. But my dad is one of these immigrants that came over to the country. Social immunity, I'm allowed to say this. He's one of these immigrants that came over, and when he came over, he couldn't speak English, and my mum taught him to speak English because they fell in love. And then over his life, he's lived here since he was 16. He's about 102 now. So he's been here most of his life. And so he must be able to talk good English. But he's really... As soon as he doesn't want to listen to a word we're saying, we'll say, you know, Dad, how are you? We'll just go, oh, Or I'll turn around to my dad and I'll say, you know, Dad, this has happened in my life, or, you know, this has happened, I really need some advice. And he'll go, who are you? This is the honest truth. He becomes really racist about himself and refuses to talk in English.
And you've got comedians watching you on going, you know we can't possibly join in on any of this. I've got one. Does he sometimes say this?
Top thing that makes someone posh.
How they speak.
How they speak. You think that's what makes someone posh?
100%.
I think it's more that you can always, nearly, with a real posh person, you could always see their teeth. I think a really posh person looks like a normal person halfway through a sneeze, like...
Posh people always have their pasta kept in like see-through jars. They want to show you their pasta. They go, look, spaghetti, look. I don't give a shit. What have you done? You've taken it out of the packet and put it in another packet. You're wasting your time.
Like it's a special treasure.
Yeah.
Sarah, what do you genuinely, what do you think makes someone posh?
Men wear coloured trousers.
What's that about?
Yeah, not just like beige or black or jeans. That's...
Like red,
yeah,
green.
yeah.
Green? Who's wearing green trousers?
And also, posh people, they don't know how to put on a jumper, do they? They get a jumper and they go, oh, bloody... Oh, I'll just put it over my shoulder.
Posh people, so they don't do their hair, do they, really? What? I noticed that.
Posh people don't do their hair?
No, not really. Like, it's all messy and, like, skew-whiff, isn't it?
What about Lord Walsh over there?
Order!
The question is, top thing that makes someone posh.
A swimming pool's bigger than their gene pool.
Sean Steen, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Kate and... Well, I don't know why they are, but apparently Kate and Wills have been in the news because they went to Canada. Yeah.
What do you mean, woo?
Well, the thing is that this country gets kind of semi-enthusiastic about it, but America go... I mean, it's crazy, crazy news over there. It's like the front of every magazine and... Huh?
America and Canada are different.
You sound exactly the same, Pet.
It's such a boring story. You've got the two most boring people in the world go to the most boring country. Oh, sorry, but Canada is boring. Even their transvestites are women. That's how boring it is.
But I liked it, there was the Canadian pop star who didn't call him the Duke of Cambridge, she called him the douche of Cambridge.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And then and apparently William looked at her, laughed. Yeah. You can imagine him going, cut off her head.
Yeah.
He's so dull, he wouldn't. What he'd do is just goes, oh, I don't know. When you see Kate and Wills, you watch now, I was thinking, kick a moose or something. Kick a moose. Be rude to an Inuit, piss up against a totem pole, do something. Watching them, I just think...
You're wrong. They've got so many Brits who do all of that. It's good that somebody kind of, you know, they do it right.
I'm with Sean. I miss Prince Philip on these trips.
I do.
It's like £1 million it costs to get them over there. £1 million to go to Canada. For £1 million, I'd want to be paintballing on the moon.
Paintballing on the moon would be difficult.
You spoil everything.
They've had to make up stuff for them to do because them doing normal things isn't. They went to meet a tribe called the Micmac tribe, which is obviously made up. What these guys, they make their own mints. So what you need to do is get a tic-tac knick-knack from the Micmac.
Micmac sounds like they're half Irish, half Scottish, doesn't it?
I tell you, they're heavy drinkers.
He even landed a plane on a lake, and he made that look dull.
But they said that it was amazing that he landed a plane on a lake because there's only a handful of British people can actually do that. I think, yeah, because we haven't all got helicopters. It was a helicopter, wasn't it? We haven't all got lakes or helicopters. I can reverse park a Micra.
They had a holiday during the middle of this tour. I was thinking, when they have a holiday, how do they know they're having a holiday? What's the difference between holiday and work? The only difference is, at the end of the day, when they're working, they go, oh, bloody hell, I'm really tired of unveiling stuff. My unveiling finger's really... Oh, dear, if I have to lift another tiny little flag over a plaque.
That's the other thing as well. They're praising them for doing ordinary. Oh, it's amazing how Kate, she just went up to this girl and talked to her. As if she was like another human being that spoke the same language. It's amazing.
You can't talk to girls, John, so...
That's why we put the two girls on your team. We thought we'd give you a chance. We've paid women to talk to you.
I've done that.
OK, let's have a look and see if it's up there. Yes, this week, Kate and William have toured Canada. Prince William is a dashing helicopter pilot, a mega-rich heir to the throne with a beautiful wife who commands the affection of an entire nation. If you're watching, William, I have to admit, you're better than me in almost every conceivable way. Well done, Baldy.
He is receding literally by the hour, isn't it? You can just see it as you're going...
He's unveiling his head.
OK, one more story to get. Fingers on buzzers.
Harry Potter.
Ooh, are you excited about it?
Well, my youngest son is. I mean, I'm excited for him, but... yeah, I mean, it's nice, good, clean fun, right?
You say it's clean, but there's a raunchy kiss,
Apparently so, yeah, apparently.
Emma Watson says this is the most anticipated kiss in history, which is bullshit.
But it's such a huge obsession for people. I mean, I took my youngest son, we went to Universal Studios, and you can kind of get your head around it when it's like an 11-year-old wanting to wear the, you know, Hogwarts cape and the tie and buying the wand and getting on the ride with all the gear. I mean, it's a bit weird, but, you know, you've got grown-up people. I mean, there's a certain type of person that goes to theme parks as a grown-up on their own, I think. It's
Pedo.
But there's these adults in all the gear, and they're screaming and shouting on the ride, because you sit on a bank of, like, 4, one extra than this, and they're, you know, these grown-ups are going, yeah, man, woo, let's go, come on, Harry, and you're looking at these people thinking, why? I mean, it's just the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's a real come down for the actors, though, isn't it? Because their lives aren't going to be as glamorous, you know, because the special effects in Panto aren't that great. They'll be going, Daniel, when you fly, Big Dave's going to pull on the rope. And you have to make the whooshing noise yourself. OK, so Big Dave... He's going to spend that 48 million, and in 20 years' time, he's with the Chuckle Brothers and Daniel Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe was asked what advice he would give to his younger self, and he said, "Don't try too hard to be something you're not," which is the essence of acting.
If I could go back and talk to my younger self, I'd say, don't worry about anything. In the future, you invent a time machine.
It is bad news for British industry, because one of the things you have to credit J.K. Rowling with, she insisted the films be made in this country. So all those films, largely, British crew worked on them, British production houses.
Well, maybe she should write another. She should string it out a bit. That would be a good thing.
No, she didn't.
Well,
you know she didn't write it, don't you? You know that, don't you?
Is it?
It's a biography. She met this guy called Harry Potter. He was working in a coffee shop, and she just basically wrote down his life story.
Is it really a true?
Yeah, it's true story. Even the bit at the end.
The bit with the thing with the guy?
Yeah, you know how he dies from the eats the peanut. It turns out all along he had a peanut allergy.
Let's have a look and see what Harry Potter is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, the premiere for the final Harry Potter film was last night. The baddie in Harry Potter is referred to as he who must not be named, presumably because he's shagging Ryan Giggs' sister-in-law. Sean, Mickey, Jedward, what do you think the nation have been talking about?
OK, everyone's talking about loads of cool things.
Everyone's always talking.
There's always girls always gossiping about like stuff. So what do you think, John?
OK.
What are people talking about?
Sean.
The Beckhams had a baby, another baby.
The Beckhams, yeah, had a little...
Come on, Victoria Beckham had a baby.
Like, think about, OK, she has a baby, OK, and she looks so, like, she's so thin. And then
I know, she looked a little bit like a snake that had swallowed something.
No, I think she looks really, really well. I think Victoria Beckham, if you're watching this, which you obviously are, good job. On the airplane, on the...
Do you know how babies are made?
I don't know. I think it's about, like, there's like an eagle that...
You missed that class in school.
You missed a lot of classes.
Yeah.
Although your school was different, it was mainly potato painting. Let's get back to the Victoria Beckham.
It was a caesarean, wasn't it?
Yeah,
she had a caesarean, which is typical Spice Girl. They always miming, aren't they?
She's had 4 caesareans.
Yeah, she
might as well just put a hinge.
There are very few things more boring than going to see someone's baby, though, isn't it? You know, when they say, "Oh, you've got to come out and see the baby," you think, "Oh, for f***." And you go, yeah, it is one. You're all right. Yeah. Well done, you had a bun cup.
But it's the name. The names are very strange.
What do
Don't you think? It's just a really weird thing. To call you... Yeah.
Harper 7. Sounds like a robot butler. The news was suddenly full of sort of little stories saying, what does it mean? Like it's a competition and we're going to win a sort of golden rabbit that's been buried in a forest if we work it out. But if it's a contest that the Beckhams are setting, I don't think the clues are going to be very difficult. Wasn't the name 7 chosen? I thought it was chosen from the number 7 being on his shirt. So, I mean, if he was naming it after something on its shirt, it's lucky it wasn't called Beckham.
How did you come up with your name?
Edward.
You didn't come up with your name, did you?
We didn't, OK, everyone started calling us it.
The Sun came
up with it. No, our friends came up with our name.
News of the World came up with it.
You're not in Home Alone, stop doing that.
No, OK, it's John and Edward, and they both come together. You didn't know.
OK, as you guys know, OK, we met Barack Obama, OK, and he was like...
You're joking.
His hand shook Barack Obama's hand.
Yeah, like,
if anyone wants to touch it, you can.
Just have his... Why did you meet him?
We met the biggest world leader in the world, OK, and he was like, so what is Jedward? And we told him that it's John and Ed, and you put together, and it makes Jedward.
But why, was he lost or something? How did this happen?
Yeah.
Barack Obama opened the wrong door and get lost. What's going on there? And he switched the light on, and you two are there. How did it happen?
You told him the Jedward story and he didn't go back to America and say, "From now on I am Obama."
All the biggest people in Ireland were there. Daniel Day-Lewis was there, Gabriel Byrne was there, we were there. He skipped everyone, walked straight to us, and Michelle Obama was there also.
Bono wasn't there.
Yeah, he was too
cool. He was on tour.
Bono was probably in your dressing room going... Can I ask a question?
Of course you can.
not a question. That's not going to change anything. You'll be surprised to find that my memory is not wiped out by that. Yours may be. But do they not hit kids in Ireland?
Let's have a look and see whether the Beckham baby is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, Victoria Beckham has had her baby. Doctors offered Victoria gas and air, but she said she wasn't that hungry. John, Charlie, Lorraine, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
We think the obvious one is phone hacking.
The phone hacking scandal, yeah.
It was the last news of the world last Sunday, and they ended with the words, paedophiles will now sleep easily in their beds. Slightly overplaying their role and encouraging the most lazy police work ever on Monday. Just knocking on people's doors. I just wondered how you slept last night. Like a log, you filthy pedo scum.
It was very sort of self-congratulatory, the final issue of the News of the World. Did you read it?
I had to buy it. I was reviewing it for a paper, and I had to get up early. I went at 7:30 a.m. to a newsagent's, and there was a really weird atmosphere in there where no one was looking each other in the eye, like we'd all stumbled across the corpse of a dead bear in the forest, and we were all queuing up to have sex with it.
Oh, you know that feeling.
Had little farewell messages from readers dotted throughout it, saying things like, "Oh, I'll miss mine. It was a part of my ritual. On a Sunday afternoon, I'd eat my roast, and then I'd sit there and soak up all the hate, judge all these famous women I didn't know and find them lacking, rifle through the voicemails of the bereaved. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I'm going to have to desecrate graves of a Sunday." It was a really, really weird publication to read.
I think what's really interesting about this is Rupert Murdoch really hasn't got the message at all. He thinks by making these gestures like closing the News of the World and pulling out the B-Sky B bid, it's going to calm everything down. And he hasn't got the message. It's not the News of the World or News International that's toxic. It's him. People hate him. And they want him to piss off. They do. Everyone's sick of him.
It's like the moment... There's been a really weird atmosphere that everyone can suddenly talk about Murdoch, and it's like when an arsehole leaves the room. What an arsehole. And Rupert Murdoch's gone physically withered all of a sudden. I don't know if you've noticed, he looks 100 years old all of a sudden.
He's gone very Mr. Burns this week.
It's like a Doctor Who monster, that they've discovered one of these sort of soul-harvesting portals and destroyed it, and he's losing energy.
What if my phone's been hacked? Yeah, we never get really phone messages.
I imagine the bloke who hacked into your phone is now in an institution.
Hello, Tom, it's Edward. No, hang on, I'm next to you, I'll ask you.
What, sorry?
We only have one phone.
We share one phone.
So it'd be like us, but...
And we had, like, other phones, but
keep
then...
losing them.
Someone's told you it's a phone.
It's a conch.
It's a bar of fruit and nut. Their manager stands
It's a mobile. Sorry. Hang on a second, Sean. I think you probably do have... Guys, you've got a mobile, but it's above the bed, isn't it? Mm-hmm.
Is it the FIFA? Is it the corruption at FIFA? This alleged corruption at FIFA and the World Cup being allocated to, amongst other countries, Qatar?
They've never even heard of football. It's just a joke, isn't it? What the hell are they doing with it? Having the World Cup over there. I think it's ironic that Qatar is another word for bunged up. Sepp Blatter was the one who famously said, crisis, what is a crisis? You thought, it's what you're in, you stupid sausage-eating twat. We played it wrong because we tried to do the decent thing. We did it the English way. We sent Prince William out there with David Beckham because he seems like a good egg, and we did it all very nicely. Said, "Oh, do come to us, and we'll do it ever so nicely. It'll all be very nice, and everyone will be very pleased with it." We should have sent Ray Winston out there. Well, I got a shooter.
They called them the Three Lions, didn't they? They had David Beckham, Cameron, and Prince William. And when you look at them, they look like some boy band. Daily Mail had put a boy band together. It'd be those three. Useless. They should have sent Pippa Middleton's arse over there.
Like, backed it up into the meeting.
English people that are getting angry about it, like, oh, we deserved it. We tried to bribe people. We were just shit at it. Like, we gave the wives of the ambassadors handbags. That was our big little something for the wife. You go, oh, it's empty, this. Yeah, I think you'll find she'll enjoy that.
The embarrassing thing is we spent £15 million on the bid and we forgot to use any of that for bribes. If we'd used it all for bribes and just gone stadiums, we haven't really given it any thought, but...
They don't even have a stadium, do they?
They don't currently have a football stadium, no. But
Do they even play football?
No.
They've not got a stadium, Jim. Where do they execute people there, then?
They're going to air condition their stadiums and the whole area outside the stadium. Because it's going to... I mean, at what point do you just go, well, if you're going to do that, just do it on the moon? The moon's put in a good bid. We're going to build stadiums and put oxygen in them. But, you know, I mean, you can't do anything up there and you can't do your suit off to have sex with each other, but you can't have sex or drink there anyway, so...
There'd be no slow motion, would there?
On the moon?
Yeah, it'd already be in slow motion, wouldn't it? You'd have to quicken it up.
You better see if it was over the line, at least.
It'd be great to put one away, though, wouldn't it? Just...
It may surprise you to learn I've never played football, but I'm not sure how much of that goes on. Even in slow-mo, but to speed it up, that is you just going, oh, I love football.
That's how you get up in the air.
You climb, you...
What do you think, Jamelia?
I tell you what, about the particular whole FIFA thing was the fact that the guy resigned, and like he resigned, he said, you know, I haven't done it, I'm not guilty, but I'm going to resign anyway. That's so dumb. Like, if you're saying that you didn't commit this, is it a crime? Is it a crime?
Is it a crime to bribe an official?
If there's no broken glass involved, it's not really.
OK, then, if it's a crime...
If it's a crime,
how can
if it's a crime to bribe officials, then lock me up and throw away the...
I don't know anything about football.
Well, why did we book her on the show? I thought she was an expert.
I don't know anything about football. I don't even know if players are on a team.
But it would be a good thing for Great Britain if we had the World Cup, because it brings a lot of revenue in and there's a sense
but
of...
we're already getting the Olympics. Isn't that enough?
I think we should bid for the Winter Olympics, don't you? I think we should start doing, you know, learning to ski and skate and stuff without snow. Get really good at it and then win the Winter Olympics. Everyone will turn up and win it. Where's the snow? There isn't any.
That'll be MP's expenses, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah. We're going to do that. We're going to go there. Yeah. I must admit, I was kind of on the side of... I kind of thought MPs pretty much, they're working a long time. Like Gordon Brown, taking crap all day, and he gets home and he switches his telly on and he sees Vernon Kay earning more than him. You're just going to think, do you know what, I'm having those Jaffa kicks.
John Prescott claimed for not one but 2 toilet seats. Now,
yeah, but that was over an 18-month period. Imagine how many he broke over that period.
I know.
He only claimed for 2 of those.
But if you had broken... If you broke toilet seats every time you used them, wouldn't you just be inclined to keep that quiet and think, you know what, I think I might sort that out myself?
It's one of the most terrifying moments in your life, isn't it, when the toilet seat just shifts a little bit. It's only half an inch, but you just think, where am I going to end up?
Finally, someone empathising with John Prescott going, you know what, you need to get it fixed because it's terrifying.
Can I just say, though, see, with the expenses, the thing that annoys me is the little stuff. That's, I think, what annoyed everyone, actually. When they start claiming for a packet of hobnobs, you just... Oh, for God's sake. Who wants to go for a drink with this guy, you know? Oh, you want crisps, do you? I'll keep the packet, because I've got to claim on that later. A packet of salt and vinegar.
Even the moat thing, I had a sneaking admiration for someone who claimed a moat.
Does anyone need a moat for?
Ah,
To keep people out of your castle!
I got a Kit Kat the other day and, you know, I wasn't in work, but I claimed for it on expenses. Yeah, no, it's the thin end of the wedge, but... Yeah.
Mickey, this is coming home with me.
I'm going to take Jamelia.
It's not a crime.
But they...
I like the Macaulay Culkin-ogram.
Yeah, the little boy.
Yeah, the little boy screaming.
OK. 18% of youngsters said the person they're most scared of is who?
I was scared of everything, but maybe I just read the wrong papers, but I get the impression our kids aren't scared of anything. But I used to shit myself. Someone told me once that recording off the telly was illegal. And I had, like, 150 videos. I remember once the police coming around and being convinced I was going to get locked up for, like, 50 years for recording Saved by the Bell off Channel 4.
Probably, you know, on every housing estate, every street, there's a sort of bit of a nonce fella. He's not a proper nonce, he's just a bit odd. But everyone goes, oh, don't go round there. Shut you up, he will.
Sean Steen, what do you think kids are most scared of?
Well, in our house, it's Mr. Jangles, which is one of the characters I play.
Who is Mr. Jangles, Sean?
Mr. Jangles comes up the stairs! You better be in bed! Before Mr. Jangles gets up there!
That's everybody's scared, Sean. That's just not kids.
We're all
getting a bit panicky.
I'm afraid that's the end of the show because we have to go to bed now.
I find it really funny when kids are scared of stuff because my girls, I've got 2 daughters and they're not scared of anything, but I've got a niece and she's scared of everything. I took her to Cadbury World recently and like they've got these big like cocoa beans walking around, so like dressed up cocoa beans, and the whole time she was like, and I was just
I'm not surprised.
laughing. I was like proper laughing at her.
You were laughing at your niece as she was terrified on a day out.
I liked your face, Jamelia. Do the face again of her being terrified.
Oh, she
Was she in a Michael Jackson Thriller video? It's quite an extreme, terrified.
No, but that's how terrified.
Can we have it one more
she
time?
was.
Could you do Mr. Bojangles or whatever it was called, and then I would have terrified. It'd be great. A little playlet.
Mr. Bojangles!
I don't do it, really. It's a joke. I don't terrify my children as Mr. Jangles.
Say that now.
What's he called then?
Ron.
I'm coming up the stairs.
No, it's just... Ron's here.
And weirdly, that's more terrifying than Mr. Jangles. So, Kelly.
When you're like 5 years old till you get to about like 8, I know that's changed nowadays, you're terrified, absolutely terrified of your parents.
Well, your dad was the Prince of Darkness. Sean, David, Tim, your turn first.
Well, I think we've got Tim here. We'll go for the gentleman who looks like he does a bit of rap.
OK, you've chosen the rapper. Here is a clip to illustrate your question.
Boys and girls, the Lord Jesus Christ is the one who gives us new life, and he's doing a new thing for us.
You know he's doing it. God is doing a new thing. God is doing a new thing. You know he's doing it. He's doing it. He's doing a new thing. You know he's doing it. Yo, who's doing it? God is doing a new thing in our lives. So we're doing a new thing through Jesus Christ. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hit me.
You know
Oh, they're doing a no thing. Here is your related question, OK? Most people would rather be a rap star than Prime Minister. Do you think that's true or false?
True.
Absolutely true. Why
You
wouldn't
think it's true? You want to be a rap star?
Why wouldn't you?
You might get shot, Tim.
I'm not a rap star, and I
die
got
young.
shot, so it happens.
You got capped, didn't you, brother?
Yeah.
That's pretty whack, if you ask me. I mean...
That's how I felt about it.
So when you were...
No.
Doesn't hurt.
Where'd you get it?
Just in the arm.
Yeah.
Obviously, Tim Westwood, you would want to be a rap superstar, right?
All day.
All day?
Yeah, well, all the time, yes.
I like the idea that a rapper would stop at night. Yeah. I would bang another hoe, but early start in the morning. This will surprise people, but I'm not a fan of rap. Yeah, I think they've basically taken music and just stopped doing the singing bit. We'll keep the backing, but we'll just talk.
I interviewed Cliff Richard and he said much the same thing.
Yeah.
You are at one on that.
That's another thing you've got in common with him.
People forget that Cliff Richard was pretty cool for a while.
David O'Doherty, would you rather be Prime Minister or rap superstar?
Well, I would make a terrible rap star. I am the least hip-hop person that I know.
Make a bloody good umpire, though.
Ireland beat England in cricket recently, and no one knows how to play it. You'd get the man hit it into the stand, and half the people in the pub I was watching it with were like, "Oh, well, that's rude." Is that good? Yes! Take that, 800 years.
So what do you think, Prime Minister or
I think
rap
people
star?
would much rather be a rap star. If you're a rap star, you can put hose on expenses, whereas you can't. You're Prime Minister, can you? Yeah.
It's the same for rap stars and gardeners.
OK, so you're all going rap star?
Yes, I think so,
OK, what about over here?
I would say no one wants to be Prime Minister, do they? So
Not even the Prime Minister wants to be Prime Minister at the moment. You know, wouldn't imagine.
It's a lot of responsibility either way. Is there an option for neither?
There is, and you are living it.
I think we're going rap star, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I can tell you that it is false. Only 34% of people would rather be a rapper than Prime Minister. I'd mix the two and become MP Diddy. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here is your question. Top gadget that makes British people happy.
Is it Inspector Gadget?
It is not, but it should be. Top gadget. What makes you happy? What gadget has changed your life, John?
You're really asking the wrong guy in terms of, most people. Generally, in my life, I would say the gadget that's blown my mind the most is the boiled egg slicer.
You press it and it... what a joy.
It's like a little cradle, and you put the egg to bed, and it says, "All right, Mr. Egg, you're going to be..." Also, I've got a pickled onion grabber.
Is it your hand? It's not a gadget. Oh.
It is for you, Mr. Vinegar Fingers.
No! Curse my vinegar fingers.
Just looks like a pen. You press it, little prongs come out like that. Pickled onion, madam. There we go.
The ladies must just swoon.
The only problem is he's had to take it next door to someone to open the jar for him. Mr. Bronson, could you open my pickled onion jar? I've got some ladies coming round.
Dinner, ladies. Top gadget. What do you think? What's the best gadget?
Well, it's got to be iPhone, hasn't it? Because
An
that's
iPhone's
got
number
music
3.
on it. I always think if I could have gone back and told myself when I was 15 that you could carry an entire record collection that was also a phone and a computer, I would have just blown my fucking mind. In your back, it's this big. How is that even possible? It's just a daily miracle.
It is. Yeah, it is. Basically, it's magic.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff in my house that if it didn't exist, you could fashion it out of twigs.
Yeah.
The iPhone, good luck. As far as I'm concerned, it's made by pixies.
I don't have an iPhone, but I have an iPod. And sometimes I pretend that my iPod is an iPhone. I'm talking to someone who's really boring. I got it. Hello? And And then I go, oh, look, it's Prince.
We're all still happy with the telly, aren't we? That's still the best one.
No.
No?
No.
What's better? There's nothing better
The
than the
phone!
telly.
You can have the fucking telly on the phone. It's got everything else as well.
No, it's going to be a laptop. It's going to be a laptop, definitely.
I like the iron because it keeps the missus quiet. She's happy and she's busy.
Headphones?
Headphones don't even make...
Is it a clog rack?
Is it a what?
Clog rack. You know, you got your clogs. Cross,
Mine are
just
just
put all these clogs. And you go, shit, there's a clog rack. Great. And you go, oh, thank God. You know, it's nothing better than you've got all your clogs. From all the different colours, the rainbow, all lined up. Is it a clog rack?
No. I will give you a clue.
Couldn't live without that, baby.
You were pretty close with the TV, but it's better than normal TV.
Computer.
Oh, Sky Plus.
That's the right answer.
Oh, my God, I nearly said that.
Of course. Yes, the top gadget that makes British people happy is Sky Plus. I know News International are accused of systematic criminality. They're morally retarded. They've descended from the gutter to the sewer. But seriously, Series Link has changed my life.
The royal wedding, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God, what a magical day that was. I need to stop crying. It's just so... She was so beautiful.
Was it the dress when she came out the thing?
She's wearing a dress. Oh, no.
It was a lovely day because the M6 was really quiet. I just took advantage of the quiet roads.
Did neither of you watch it?
I watched it, yeah.
Yeah.
In the nude. It's my little protest.
It was one of the most boring things I've ever watched on TV.
Oh, come on.
It was? What do you
Why?
mean? No, come on. My girlfriend made me watch it. The whole family came around and I was bored. Did anybody here seriously watch it? I just don't get it.
I watched
simply
it.
don't get it.
We celebrated in quite a big way in my house. We got a McDonald's breakfast. And we watched it in bed. It was pretty good.
You get the McDonald's delivered to your bed? You reached those dizzy heights?
I got a butler. No, my poor, long-suffering girlfriend went to McDonald's and got coffees.
Your girlfriend went to McDonald's?
Yeah. We thought we'd celebrate in style. We thought we'd watch the royal wedding the way it's meant to be enjoyed.
Basically,
At home
she
making-
said, you're watching this with me, and you said, only if you get me McDonald's. Is that
It was one of those things where not only did I hate that it was happening, but I hated that people were enjoying it. I hated seeing happy people buying crap and thinking... They waved a flag for 2 hours and then they binned it. 140 tonnes of crap that no one knows where it went. I reckon Nick Griffin just went around in a transit, just grabbing all... He's just at home rubbing Union Jacks on himself now, flossing with bunting like that.
Are you a romantic, Kate? Did you enjoy it?
Well, I think so. I mean, it was the first time in, 350 years that someone outside royalty or aristocracy had married into our royal family. I think they genuinely
Well, let's face it, the gene pool could use a little chlorine at that stage.
Yeah. But now it's Pippa, really, that the focus is on.
Well,
Pippa, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Pippa has a bum.
Worse than being outshone by your sister on your wedding day is being outshone by your sister's arse. That's just so much more upsetting. Not the rest of it, just her arse.
But that was the best thing about it. Well, the rest of it was just... Because I don't understand the rest of it. It's better than getting excited about whether he's going to kiss her a second time. Hang on, is he going to kiss her? He's going to go for it. Is he? Are we going to get... The commentator was going, are we going to get 2 kisses? Are we going to get... Of course you were, because the crowd was shouting, kiss her, kiss her. He was just under pressure. He was bullied into it. If they'd been shouting, whip her dress up and show us her chimney, he'd have done it.
Now, Greg, you got married recently, right?
Yeah, my lovely wife, Heidi.
How did you meet your wife?
On Twitter.
Were you following her, or...?
She was following me.
Like a lazy stalker?
Well, you chat to your followers, and then this girl was clever, obviously clever, and she was funny. And I looked at her picture and I thought,
That's beautiful. It's not an opera.
I looked at her.
Help.
Did you sell it to Hello or OK or anything like that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Hello, yeah, and the honeymoon. As soon as you get Hello involved, everyone seems to want to discount your wedding and your honeymoon by a serious percentage, so it seems silly not to.
And if you ever want to remember your wedding, just go to the dentist. Win-win. It's a win-win.
Oh, I've got to get a root canal, but oh, what a lovely day we had. Perfect. Kate, did you get married as well recently?
I got married in December.
And now you're knocked up. Oh.
I know. He works fast. Yeah.
Does he? Well, never mind. How did you meet?
Well, I was going off to Iraq, and you have to do a course called a hostile environments course. And generally, you get kidnapped, hood over your head, tied up, beaten up a little bit.
And then he did that to you, and then you went, should we go for a...
And then he took me off into the book. Yeah, no. And then you have to negotiate yourself out of the situation. I'm just digging myself into a really big hole.
You had to negotiate yourself out of the situation?
Yeah.
What did you offer?
Money I've wasted on Jamie's Italians.
OK, let's see if the royal wedding is one of the most talked about things in the last 12 months. Yes, of course. The royal wedding was an amazing moment. If you're wondering how William wooed Kate Middleton, he did have the best chat-up line of all time. Nice face, love. Look better on a stamp. Sarah Ferguson has revealed that Prince Andrew carried a photo of her to the royal wedding, as did all the security men.
Well, we've only got one choice, really, haven't we? I think we'll pick the person that is sat next to me.
Go on, then.
We asked the studio audience, would you complain if you were served a terrible meal, yes or no? What do you think this audience said?
I never have.
And Zeppo said yes.
No, do not do that. Do not help him. I did look... Of course he put his hand up. God love him, he's happy just to be indoors.
I don't believe... people say that they would complain. I don't think people do complain over here in Great Britain. I think we're far too polite. Especially in restaurants.
You're not.
Well, I'm very polite.
Sorry, have you not seen your show?
Let's say, on that show, we only ever critique someone's food, not their personality.
It'd be better telly, though, if you went, oh, that's amazing, but you're such a dick.
What's the worst thing you've had on MasterChef? What's the worst?
I think we had a fella who happily roasted a quail beautifully and, for reasons best known to himself, stuck it on top of a chocolate cake.
Sorry, can I just... I'm not even looking, but I presume Sarah's mouth is watering. Sarah's going, finally, I can enjoy chicken.
It's like Nando's and Thornton's.
Wow!
Sean, have you ever complained in a restaurant?
I always complain.
But at what point do you complain? Because you can complain and then you worry about what's going to happen to your food when it comes back.
Yeah, you can. I complain, but I never eat what they bring back, unless my complaint is this hasn't got enough spit in it.
If something's not right, I don't see why. It's a real... That's why service is in this country, and that's why food is in this country.
Ooh.
It's getting better. But generally, if you go to a service station in France or in Italy or Spain, I just say the level of food that everyone can experience is you can have great food. You go to a service station in this country, the food is virtually... It's like being in a lab. It's some horrible experiment with sausages and Jif or something. It's just...
I agree with you that food at the basic level, when you really want it, when you're starving, is rubbish. Whose rule is it that we had to put sandwiches in a fridge?
Yes, yeah.
You know, they don't have sandwiches in a fridge in Spain, and they're not all dying of warm sandwich disease.
And more importantly, who's the person, when they're making the sandwiches, pushes all the cheese to the front? And you look at it, it's like, you know, it's like, imagine if you're trying to fall in love in Iran, you've only got the eyes to go on. There's loads of cheese in there, and then you open the sandwich, and there's just like a little cheese hill going down to nothing.
I once bought a baked potato in a big food hall in Australia, and
You travel for lunch, don't you?
I was in Australia and I bought I can't remember where, and I bought a baked potato in one of those polystyrene things. I opened it up, and as I was eating, there was a piece of shelving bracket. U-shaped shelving bracket. I swear to God, in the baked potato. And I took it back to the bloke and he goes, you know, that's nothing to do with me, mate. And I pointed behind him and there was literally a shelf like that.